Sean Sullivan.
All right, thanks everyone for your time. I appreciate it. My name is Sean Sullivan. I'm going to be delivering my icebreaker today. I'll start off pretty young. I was born in Miami, Florida in 1985. A lot of people, we moved to Boone shortly after. I was there up to 94 when Hurricane Andrew hit. They ravaged the house pretty good, so the value was overassessed. There was a lot of crime at that time, so it was a good time to move. A lot of people look at me with that crazy look when they say you moved from Miami to Boone, North Carolina, but it was a positive transition for me. I was young enough. I'm a big guy, I don't like the heat, so things worked out. Both my parents were from Florida, so they had a bit of a transition. They were in the airline industry, so my dad worked out of Charlotte. He was a pilot, so he'd just go 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out. He was closing in on his retirement, so it made sense. But we still make it down to Florida. Grandparents live in Tampa, uncle, aunt, Orlando, and some nephews and nieces in Naples. But I'll go to North Carolina. That's where I basically grew up. That's where I call home. The Boone area. Has anyone ever been up there? Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad place to grow up if you don't mind the small town atmosphere. Which I did not. Get up there about once a month, and my parents are getting older, so I make it a point to see them as much as I can. You never know what's going to happen. But from there, I went off to school at Virginia Tech for 4.5 years. It's not too far away, 3 hours. What I liked about that was the same atmosphere as Boone, small town, small mountain town, big school, but you find your niche and your group, and it becomes small. It was either there or NC State or a few other places, but it felt good. There, I'll talk about my hobbies later, but that was a place that helped me find, but kind of reaffirmed my love for college football, for better or for worse. The Hokies aren't doing real well right now, but we'll see how this new coach turns out in a couple of years. I think everyone can understand the pageantry and passion that people have for their school over the NFL or some other professional sports. It's just more personal. From there, I was there for 4.5-ish years. I went on to Dallas, Texas, where I went to MBA school. I studied management at Virginia Tech and strategic management in Dallas, so I thought I was going to do one thing, but I'll get to this later. It turned out to have a career in sales, which I never thought was going to happen, because one of the reasons I'm here is I've always been very shy and an introvert, so I'm out of my comfort zone a lot with my career, but at the same time, if you know your material, it takes the nerves out of it. Know your business. Know the rebuttals to those objections. In this current role, I've been thrust into a technical position as well, where I have to give speeches to groups of 25 to 50 CIO level people and the contacts of that nature, which they really throw some questions at me that I don't know. So my boss recommended this just to give a certain level of comfort, because it's kind of like it's a foreign language. We all know, I don't know, I know Eric knows Spanish, but you have to practice it in these settings. You can't just sit in your house and talk to the wall or the mirror. I then went on to sell software in DC. Has anyone ever been to DC or from DC? Second highest traffic average commute in the country behind LA. Hour to work in the morning, hour and a half in the afternoon. Astronomical rent. Those things brought me down to Raleigh. A friend of mine from high school worked at a logistics company. That's where I met Eric. We worked together on a lot of stuff. It was a a logistics broker. Does anyone know what that is? Okay, there you go. I usually get the glazed look, or got it a lot before. You know, everyone knows of FedEx and UPS when you order something on Amazon, but there's other companies out there that play in that space where it's anything palletized, truck, train, plane, and steamship line. We would sell the space to them and then buy it with one of those carriers. You do that over and over. That's where you make your margin. Did that for 3 years, and kind of been job hopping lately, which has not been ideal, but I've gone over to the hardware side. I work for HP through a contractor. I sell computers and data center hardware, but kind of at that point in my life, don't want to keep moving around, so I'm trying to stay at this company long term. But my time is almost up. I appreciate y'all today.